20 minutes of nonstop news continues now with President Trump declaring a national emergency today in order to secure funding for his border wall. Thanks for joining us. I'm Erin Coleman.
And I'm Jacqueline London. The president said his action was necessary because America is suffering from, as he says, an invasion of drugs, gangs, and people. Before speaking in the Rose Garden this morning, President Trump signed the emergency declaration. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders tweeted this photo of that signing. And with the declaration, President Trump will have access to a total of $8 billion for the wall. The White House says he plans to tap accounts in the Treasury and Defense Departments. But money earmarked for disaster relief will not be used. The president says today's move wasn't really necessary. Instead, it's all about speed.
I could do the wall over a longer period of time. I didn't need to do this, but I'd rather do it much faster.
The president says he expects legal challenges. NBC 10's Lauren Mayk is joining us with reaction from local lawmakers and people here at home. Lauren.
Jacqueline, there are both political and legal consequences to this announcement. A Democratic congresswoman told me today this is the beginning of a very complicated process, and she's not sure how it will be resolved or how long it will take. In South Philadelphia, diners watching the president declare a national emergency and make plans for the border wall.
I don't think they should give him a penny for the wall.
I think the wall's necessary. I hope wisdom clears out that he takes it from the places where it won't hurt the most, but it's got to be done.
The president taking action after he said Congress, quote, skimped on money to build a wall in its funding deal.
Do you feel like that compromise was enough to secure the border?
Yes. Congresswoman Chrissy Houlihan voted for the funding bill and sits on the House Armed Services Committee.
Any amount of money that we're pulling out, I worry will affect that readiness and will affect the safety of our troops.
Houlihan is also a veteran and the daughter of a refugee. She questions what changed in recent months that makes the situation at the southern border a national emergency. But retired Army Colonel Rick Kiernan says the president doesn't even need a national emergency to move funds like military construction money that might otherwise be used for an airfield.
The president or the commander-in-chief has the authority to look at those funds and, in the case of a national emergency, reprogrammed normal military construction dollars for something like the wall.
And Kiernan now says under a national emergency, the president can do even more.
He could go to the governor of Texas or the governor of New Mexico, wherever the border may have some impact, and say, I would like to activate some of your National Guard troops. Of course, National Guard comes under the governor of their state, like we have here in Pennsylvania.
And use them for what?
Use them as engineers.
To build the wall?
Sure.
Now, the president told us he expected to be sued, and now we know that is already in the works. The American Civil Liberties Union said this afternoon it will file a lawsuit challenging the president. The ACLU says it will argue that the emergency powers the president is invoking can't be used to build a border wall. Erin?
Lauren, thank you. The two top